I slept on myself for way too long. I underestimated the gifts that God gave me for way too long.
Hello students, welcome to entry lessons, and today we're going to be doing mathematics identities. And guys, these are the formulas you need to know for the identities, guys. So number one is tan theta is equals to be sine theta. Sine theta over cos theta. Cot theta is equals to be cos theta over sin theta. And sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1. And the other one is 1 plus tan squared theta is equals to sec square theta. And the last one is 1 plus cot squared theta is equals to cosec squared theta. Please know these formulas. These formulas are very important when you are dealing with trig equations and trig identities, guys. So let's start. I'm going to start with the questions that are very easy, to very hard. Okay, let's get into it. The first question is very easy, guys. Is 3 cos x times sec x. Okay, let's solve it together. So 3 cos x, it's already independent, right? But this we can change it to a reciprocal, which is cos x. This one we can change it. This one is independent. This one we can change it. So from this we can cancel out this and this, and the answer we get is 3. Okay, let's move on to number 2. What can we notice from number 2? Since we are dealing with plus, we are dealing with addition. Let's say this is independent, it's standing on its own, but this, from those formulas that we got, we knew that sine squared x plus cos squared x plus tan squared x. We know that this is not independent, but this, from a formula, it's equals to 1. Sine squared plus cos squared is equals to 1 plus tan squared x. And go to those formulas, guys, to double check. So 1 plus tan squared x, we got it to be sec squared x from those formulas that we just did. See, these are the first two. They're very easy, guys. They're very easy. You just need to know your reciprocals, your factors, and here you need to know your reciprocals, your factors, and those formulas that I gave you. They're very important. So let's dive in it. Okay, diving in it. Let's dive in the waves. Okay, cool. We know that there is, from those formulas, it's equals to 1. We saw first what's in the bracket before going outside. And we also know this is not independent. It's equals to 1. Sine squared plus cos squared. From those formulas, we get it to be 1. And cos squared plus sine squared, same thing. It's equals to be 1. So inside the bracket, we have 2. 2 and 2 squared is equals to 8. This is how we go on about it. Guys, let's continue to solve. Guys, let's check for the ones that are independent first. That is the first thing you must do. Okay, is this independent? Yes, we can see I'm underlining the ones that are independent. You cannot change them. Even this is independent, right? But tan and cot, they're not independent. We can change this into a reciprocal, right? Which can be sine squared x over cos squared x, which we have to times it by cos squared x, and plus cot is equals to cos squared x over sine squared x times sine squared x. You see, we start with the ones that are independent, that we cannot change them. And from this, we can see that we minus, I get my answer to be sine squared x. And from this, we cancel plus cos squared x. Sine squared plus cos squared is equals to 1. You see? Let's continue. You see how easy these things are, guys? They're very easy. Okay, guys, let's move on to this. So what can we do here? This is it's not that difficult. It's actually easy, but it's a little bit challenging, guys. Know that things are not difficult but challenging. Eh? Okay, guys. From here, it's 1. Just write it like that. Over cosec. I know we cannot change this one. Cosec squared x. We cannot change this one for now. Let's just leave it there, but we can change it. We can change it into a reciprocal, so it is dependent. We can continue to change it. Even this one, we know that one is a squared plus cos squared, but we just want to see what we can do first. Okay, I see 3 minus 3 cos squared theta, which I see 3 on this side and 3 on this side. I see a factor, highest common factor. So I'm just going to say multiply and solve this first. So since this is the highest common factor, I'm going to take out 3. And I'm going to say 1 minus cos squared, right? Cos squared x. No way, I love theta. Cos squared x. Right? So since we are still solving this, it's 1 over cos squared x cosec times 3. 1 minus cos squared theta x. Oh, I don't know why I love theta. 1 minus cos squared x. I know it from those formulas. Go and check those formulas. There, where it says, let me just do it here. Sine squared x plus cos squared x is equals to 1, right? It's equals to 1. If you want to solve for sine, we're going to say sine squared x is equals to 1 minus cos squared x. So cos squared x is equals to what? Sine sine squared x is equals to 1 minus cos squared x from those formulas, right? So it's safe for me to say this is sine squared x. Sine squared x. So here we find our answer to be 1 over cosec squared x times sine squared x. This is just multiplication. That means it's one thing. It's one thing. I can put it the way I want to put it, right? So let's continue. I'm gonna put 3 here at the start and cosec again. Okay. And now I want to change this cosec squared x. I can change this cosec squared x. Cosec squared x, we know it's 1 over sine squared x, right? Times sine squared x. 1 over sine squared x times over. We already know that we cancel this and we say 1 over 3 times 1, which is equal to 1 over 3. This is how you do this one, guys. This is how you do this one. That's why I said when we are dealing with identities, you need to know your common factors, your factors. First is factors, and then here next thing we see which one is dependent and which one is independent. If it's independent, it stays the same. Like this one stayed the same, so it was independent the whole time. But cosec, as I've said when we came to the second step, this one could be changed to 1 over sine squared x because it was reciprocal, so it was dependent. And here we found out the factor, and this was also something that could be changed. And as we solved it, We know that cosec is 1 over sine squared theta over this is sine squared theta. Then we cancel, we get our answer. Know that highest common factor or factors, and then you check for the ones that are independent, which one can be changed or cannot be changed, and thereon you just move on. Okay guys, and now we're going to be dealing with something that is proving. That is the second thing we're going to be doing when we're solving identities. So we need to prove that sine times cot is equals to cos A. So this cannot be changed, it's just seated there, doesn't have much. So let's say this is, this is dependent. We're going to choose this side. Sorry about that. I'm going to choose this side. So sine A times, what is this? This can be changed, is dependent. It can be changed to cos A sorry, over sine A, which is so clear. We cancel this, and we are left with cos A, which is equals to cos A. That means you will do, therefore, left hand side is equals to right hand side. It's easy. Identities are easy, guys. Okay, guys, dealing with proving, let's do this one. Okay, 1 over 1 plus sine A times cos A. Remember, when we times, that means this whole thing is like one thing. It's like saying 1 times 1. 1 times 1, it's one thing. It's just like one thing. So since we are multiplying it, we're just gonna multiply. That means 1 times cos A, it's going to be cos A, right? And then over this 1 plus sin A times 1 minus sin A. So this is what we get to. What can we do here? Two products, multiply everything. So cos A is equal to 1 plus 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times negative, what is negative? Sine A is negative sine A. Positive sine A times this is plus, it's positive, so it's A. I don't know why I'm writing like this, man. Oh no, man. Okay, it's plus sine A and it's negative sine A times this is negative sine A squared. It's negative sine A squared. So let's solve. Let's continue to solve. Cos A over this will cancel this. Since this one is negative, this one is positive, so it's going to be 1 minus sine squared A. And you remember from those things, we're going to get cos A over, we know that this is cos squared A, right? Cos squared A. If we move down further, we know that this is going to cancel one of that one. We're going to be left with 1, and here we're going to be left with 1 cos A. 1 cos A, which is equal to what? To sec A. So it is true. Sec A is equal to sec A. You will write, therefore, right hand side is equal to the left hand side. Let's continue. So cot x plus 10x squared is equal to cosec squared x times sec squared x. So how can we solve this thing? It's addition here, guys. It's addition. Okay, let's write down what we know, right? Cosec at sine, sec is cos. Okay, so from here, we know that this is equal to what? Okay, cos x over sine x plus sine x over cos x, and it will all be squared. It will all be squared. Okay, we know from here we can do the LCD, lowest common denominator. So that means this, we're going to multiply this. It's going to be sine x times cos x, right? And cos squared x plus sine squared x over 2 still. Start off with the bracket. We know that this is 1 over sine x times cos x, still squared. Still we square it, and which takes us to the answer, because we know that 1 over sine x squared times 1 over cos x squared is the reciprocals. So it's the same thing as cosec squared x times sec squared x. So you can do that. Right hand side is equals to, left hand side. Yeah. Okay, this is the last question that we're doing. Guys, know that you're gonna improve when you keep on practicing. So constant practicing is the thing. You gotta do it. That's what you have to do. You have to be consistent, and you have to keep on practicing. That's how you're gonna know this. And if you understand this now, you can just do 2 equations every day, until you can do 1, until your brain knows how to do it, and now you can do it by your own. Okay, let's do this question. Is equals to 0. What can we do here? Since we're dealing with, minus, that means these are two separate equations. So what can we do to make them one? Okay, to make them one, we can do LCD. So I already know that when I do LCD, have my denominator, I'm gonna multiply everything. 1 plus cos x times sine x, and that means you're going to multiply this by this, so it's going to be sine squared x, minus this plus this minus this plus this is 1 plus cos x, times 1 minus cos x. Right, so what can we do here? Let's start with the brackets. So it's going to be sine squared x over, I'll write it after we do this. 1 times 1, it's going to be negative, right? 1 times 1, 1 times negative cos square ish cos x, negative cos x, and then cos x times 1 is positive cos x. It's positive cos x, and cos x times negative cos x, so it's going to be negative cos squared x. This thing will be over 1 plus cos x times sine x. Right, so let's solve this whole thing. We can see that negative cos x plus, okay, let's just do the bracket first. Negative cos x plus positive cos x is 0. So this is going to be 1, negative positive 1 plus cos squared x, right? Minus sine squared x. So let's minus everything. So it's going to be negative 1 minus cos squared x over sine squared x. So sorry, let me just make it visible for you guys. So we're gonna multiply everything by 1, right? So it's gonna be -1 minus cos squared x. Remember that we still have sine. Sine squared x. I feel like I made a mistake. Here it's +1. Negative was left here. So this negative, it was 1 minus, right? So here, I'm so sorry, it was minus. It was minus here. It was minus there. So that means it's going to be -1. Yes, -1 plus cos squared x, right? Remember, we still have sine squared x over this whole thing. 1 plus cos x times sine x. Remember, it's still over that thing. Sine squared plus cos x is 1, guys. 1 minus this one over everything. So we know that it's going to be 0 anyway. So the answer is going to be 0 over 1 plus cos x times sine x. Answer is going to be 0 anyway, and any number divided by 0, because sine x squared plus cos x squared is going to be 1 minus -1, which is going to be 0 times this whole thing. So that means left hand side is going to be equal to the right hand side. And thank you guys, this is the end of the lesson. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Please subscribe, please like, please comment and tell me where to improve. And guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Share the videos with others who don't know this channel. And thank you. Bye.